Welcome to Elektro. We're on the Sunday evening of Resistance 2023. I'm sitting here with the incredible Brian, who some of you may know, I hope you fucking know, as Moris Blak. So, thank you ever so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, man.
It's Moris Blak's first time in the UK, and he played an incredible set, the entire audience.
Thank you.
I had to leave early because you did critical damage to my knees. So, thank you for that experience.
It's a job well done. I know I've done my job.
For people who have been living under a rock, explain who you are and what you do.
My name is Moris Blak. I make what I have called industrial bass music, which is a combination of industrial and EDM, focusing more on the modern bass movement in EDM, and basically just finding the heaviest possible sub-frequencies and turning them into hard industrial dance beats in a way that I don't think a lot of other people in the scene are, and I'm just happy that I'm doing a thing that people have responded to.
And I've already told you, and I'm sure people have said this a lot, but every time I have a new discovery come up on my discovery playlist on Spotify, I'm like, oh great, who's that? Oh, it's Moris Blak. Or, oh, it's a Moris Blak remix. So like, this guy makes incredible music. And different enough to me to think it's another artist.
And a large output lately. I'm very busy.
But it's this guy. So, your third day at Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
What is your favourite thing about Resistance so far, and how does this differ from other places you've been?
I mean, I've already said it to a few people, so I guess I'll just say it on wax. This is the best festival I've ever been to for like industrial. Type of music. Granted, I am not as storied as many of you in your festival journeys. Like, I've only really been coming out to these kind of festivals for a little bit now, and most of them it's because I've been playing them. But it's just a different energy here. The crowd is very kind and have showered me with nothing but praise, and it's been amazing. And also, just there's no other festival like this one. Like, I can't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's any festival that really is an industrial festival but focuses on dance music specifically, and isn't necessarily constrained to just industrial. They will invite artists from other genres that would fit the vibe, and they're almost always right. They do fit the vibe.
Yeah, I mean, Resistance does that. There's also Infest Festival in the UK that does that too.
Mm-hmm.
They've sort of set the gold standard for what you should do for a festival, really, and how you should treat artists. So, do you have any sort of words that you'd like to give other promoters out there in the world of how they could do better?
Keep your word and don't do cocaine.
Yeah.
Lots of promoters got cocaine problems. If you could cut that out, that'd be nice.
Right, and although you haven't been doing Moris Blak for ages yet, have you had a happiest moment?
Oh, Jesus. Here's the problem. I am on such cloud nine from this entire weekend. It is almost blocking out like what... Okay, you know what? I think the best, but probably the most incredible moment that I had up to here was... And it's not even necessarily the biggest show or anything. It was my first show back from the pandemic in San Francisco. And it was like more of a synthwave show with the Outdrive people Outdrive, Overdrive, one of those. Some drive people out there. They run like kind of like chiptune synthwave nights, and it was the first night back from the pandemic that the DNA Lounge was doing their grand reopening, and I've just never seen so many people like excited to be out, and you could tell they'd been inside for a long time, and that live music just meant so much to them. And I met people who were like listening to my music through the pandemic, and it helped them get through some really hard times. And I guess it made the entire like 1.5-2 year period where we had to stay inside and all I could do was make music and hope that things would get better. I felt like I did it. I used my time, and now we're all free, and it's a new day.
Fantastic. And have you had a particularly touching fan moment yet as well?
Oh, every fan that comes up and like tells me like, oh, like that. Even like your music is like so different than everybody else's. I really appreciate what you're doing for the scene. Down to like your music really helped me out of a dark place. People have like shown me art that they made to like my music, either just for fun or like as like a therapeutic thing. And I make this music, and it's like so hard for me to like hear it from an outside perspective, and for people to remind me that I'm not here trying to fish for compliments. Don't take that away from this. But when people do tell me, sometimes I kind of like freeze up a little bit, because like in my head I'm like, oh my god, like I can't believe the thing I made means so much to this person I've never met before. Like it may sound like I'm giving platitudes, like, oh thank you, but like I really mean it. It means the world to me.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, some of you may have seen my really good friend Russ, one of my best friends ever, the giant Demon Antlers all weekend. So he based that look off of Morris Blak's music.
Oh, that was wonderful meeting him. Yeah. So, especially with such like a crazy costume, like some like weird like occult shit, and to know that I had any place and part in that was just beautiful.
Yeah, and it means so much in that sort of persona. So your music obviously means so much to a lot of people there. So just coming away from the music for just a minute.
Yeah.
So the last few years have been batshit insane with COVID and everything.
Last 2 years.
Last few years, yeah. Last handful of years.
Last decade.
Yeah. And obviously really weird shit happening in the world. Do you have any predictions for what might happen by the end of the year?
Wow, that's a big question. What's the year? 2023? Okay, we don't have elections coming up, but I don't know. This is a grim question. I'm like feeling really fucking scared for my country. I don't know if that's the direction you're wanting to look in, but like, especially like the attack on like LGBT and specifically trans rights has been just like on my mind constantly. Like not just that I have many friends and fans that are trans. I'm part of the community at this point. It's terrifying that any group of people would be this targeted in my country, and doing everything I can do to help the fight and not backslide into the fascism that America looks like it's heading into. God, the elections are coming up. It's going to be a fucking nightmare for a few months, but hey, we're all trying to fight the good fight. Trans people, don't lose hope. We're fighting for you.
Yeah, and for those of you who aren't, please support trans people, because they are incredibly wonderful people. Then, of course, the media picks out one or two, as the media does, but they're all wonderful people. They really are.
Yeah.
Okay, so slightly different then. So, if you were president for enough time to make a real difference, what would be the first thing you'd do?
I'd go to jail. All presidents are criminals.
Okay, so if you were
sorry, I didn't mean to derail your question.
That's true. All right, if you were the socially justifiable
community leader of a country, universal basic income. Nobody should be forced to live and die on the streets just because they were born.
Yeah.
Universal health care. Obviously, people should not be afraid to like call an ambulance in my country, because they know that if they get the life-saving help they need, they will be in debt for the rest of their lives.
And lose their life from stress.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, just better treatment of marginalized marginalized people. Abolishing prisons would be nice. I'd like to see the abolishment of all police in the United States. Find something else, literally anything else. I will take defunding the police, but we need to just fucking abolish them, because they are a roving death squad. I was just talking to one of my friends in the Netherlands, and we saw like a person being pulled over by a cop, and we were just having a discussion. I'm like, it is like a weird reality that anytime, even as like a white person, if I get pulled over by a cop, it does run through my head that this person can execute you just right then and there for whatever reason and probably get away with it. So fuck the police, ACAB, all that. But yeah, I didn't expect this conversation to get political.
No, I mean, like I said, I've tried to ask some questions which aren't standard ones. So coming back to the music.
Yes.
Yes.
Back.
Please.
More pleasant.
So, so what's going on with Morris Black at the moment? So have you got anything in the works? What's coming through next?
So the things that I'm most excited about right now is, so I just finished up that album, and it's doing very well. It's called Burial Plus Void, or Burial in Void. I'm very happy with it. People seem to be really digging it. I'm going on a tour to support it, and I am kind of figuring out what the next chapter of Morris Black is. I have some like ideas. I haven't really settled down on it. I'm really hunkering down on some client work. I've been doing a lot of production work for people. Most commonly, I've been doing a lot of work for Danny Blue. He and I did that track, American Dream, with Daniel Graves.
So good.
I'm very happy with it. But people don't know that I also produced his songs Violence and Die Young, which are great songs. I'm very happy to be part of those. And so I'm going to be working on like more pop stuff with him that is getting really exciting. I'm on Shadow Records with Danny Blue. It's a wonderful little record label. It's less of a record label, more of like a little like collective between us, trying to do the best for each other. And Nyx, NYXX, who, she just joined, and we've been doing a lot of talking about different projects she wants to work on, and I'm going to be making some weird fucking shit with her. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, because I mean, I was saying that last year the best song of the year was definitely Morris Black's State Rejects with
Thank you.
With Grab Your Face and Monexy, so if you don't know those two, check them out. But Avardance remix specifically of that song just...
He fucking killed it. Jesus, Scott Fox is a monster.
And having Grab Your Face join you on stage yesterday, I'm so glad.
I'm so happy that happened.
Saying, hey, you'll both be in the country.
Yeah. We didn't know if it was going to work out, and it did. And I had never seen Grab Your Face live, and I listened to the studio stuff. I'm a big fan of it, but what I wasn't expecting was how angry it was live. Like, they just like really went at it, and it was incredible. Grab Your Face, an immeasurable talent. They're going to do big things.
And in your time as Morris Black, or just doing music in general, has there ever been a moment where you nearly thought, fuck this, I'm going to give up?
Every day. It's being a musician is like an insane prospect, especially in the United States, where I'm lucky enough to like work a part-time job and like keep my head above water and still be able to focus like a lot of time on music. But most people have to work 40-hour weeks. And when I first started, like I kind of knew like I have to like put everything I have like in the very little time that I have after work, like really make something and try to do it. And there's a lot of poor moments. Thank you to all my patrons. You really keep me afloat all the time. And it's hard. It's hard. Even just like preparing for this festival. Like I knew that like I'm gonna have so much fun, see all my friends here, but it's just like I'm like stressed about getting to the country, and like when I'm in the airport, I don't have any weed on me, but for some reason I think I have weed on me.
Yeah, I just think, did I pack a gun in my suitcase?
Yeah, is there a baggie of heroin sewed in the inside of my backpack that I don't remember or something? Yeah. So I guess I don't have an easy answer other than like music's really hard. You have to really want to do it. You have to really, really get joy from making this to want to do it, because trying to be a career musician as I am trying to do and seem to be getting a little closer to every single day is an insane prospect.
It's just a whole anxiety nightmare.
Yeah, so much anxiety. It's there's gonna be highs, but goddamn, there's gonna be lows. Like, I remember every major artist that has like said no to me, and like I remember, I'm not gonna say what band, but like this successful band like once like I did like a remix for them, and they released all the remixes, and I noticed mine wasn't on there, and so I sent them a message like this is a big opportunity for me, and I was like, hey, what's going on? What happened? And like the manager gave me some bullshit like, oh, I'm sorry, your track just wasn't like on another level. The other tracks were on another level, but yours just wasn't on the level. And so and that like made me want to quit, which is stupid. It's absolutely stupid. Yeah.
Okay. And if you were to put on your own festival, who would be your three dream headliners?
Okay, it has to be a festival that's happening today. Okay.
It can be whatever you want, really.
Okay. Yeah. No, I want to keep it living. I want it to be something that could happen today, and also because I know modern music. Let's go Swarm. Swarm would be a killer headliner. I want to bring in a little industrial. Let's go Horschk. Is that how I'm pronouncing it?
Yeah, I've seen them. So good.
Yeah, I love them. And I'm gonna bring in another EDM artist, but I'm gonna throw a little loop in there. I'm gonna take Starjunk 95, a speed house artist with a lot of anime influence.
Nice.
Yeah, just to break it up a little bit.
That sounds fun already. Okay. And do you think there's any bands out there that need a little bit more love, a little bit more exposure?
Oh my God, so many. I'm trying to think of like who I haven't like shout out in a while. I always like to shout out Coffin, who I did the track with, Malevolent. I think he does incredible work. He also has this incredible side project called Empty Blue, which is kind of more of a like atmospheric drum and bass with like a little bit of house and like very anime influenced. His work is absolutely fantastic. And Mechanical Vein, the hybrid, anyone involved with Hybrid Black. Like Hybrid Black was just like when I met those guys, like I started Morris Black because I knew that there was all this like cool underground electronic EDM that was dark, that just wasn't getting played in goth clubs, and I thought there was an audience there that just did not know about it. That was like my initial goal, and I knew I had to make some music too. And it's very nice to see like more of that kind of music being played in goth clubs these days. And we had the same goal to kind of bring that type of music. And when I met them, it was almost like this like big, not conclusion to my journey, but this like affirmation that like I'm not the only one who has had this thought that like these genres can go together, and that, you know, this type of community of like producers and musicians and fans and like Twitch DJs all could exist together. And like, I don't know, finding them has really been just such a boom to my happiness, you know?
And ours.
Yeah. I love the Hybrid Black people. They're all wonderful.
Right, so last three questions now. So, do you think there's any big issues, or what is the biggest issue facing our community at the moment?
Oh man. Our community? Follow me on Twitter. You'll find out what I think the biggest problems in the scene are. I promise I can't think of any like real linchpin thing that's happening right now. Stop supporting shitty people if like they're racist or like abusive or whatever. Like, stop making excuses for them. Stop letting older musicians or DJs or promoters bully younger artists. I see it a lot of time. I'm not mentioning names, but like it really bothers me if like someone disagrees with a younger artist and like bigger promoters or people will like kind of use their power against them. Like, there's still a lot of gatekeeping in the scene. Yeah, don't be a shitty person. Stop being shitty people, and don't be a right-wing creep. Sorry, like you're not welcome here. Like, you got to be here for everybody. Exactly.
Now, what are some of the best things about this scene? And other than what you've just mentioned there, do you think there's anything else you'd like to see improve? Sorry, Brian. My microphone, sorry.
American audiences, dance more. Please dance more at shows. Jesus Christ.
We dance a lot here, don't we?
Yeah, you do. It's insane. Like seeing like the whole floor like bouncing. It was incredible. It was like an incredible moment. I'd like to just see more electronic artists welcome in like the American goth industrial scene, because it's all like kind of going very like post-punk and kind of like Boy Harsher kind of thing, which I don't. It's not bad, and all these things kind of go in waves, but it has kind of been the most dominant force in American goth culture, and I'm not going that way. I'm still heavy bass guy. So
The best thing for you is seeing people dance.
yes,
Yeah.
it absolutely
It
is.
shows the band that you actually appreciate what they're doing.
Yeah, dance, please.
All right. And very last thing, do you have anything that you would like to say to your fans?
Being a musician has been like a loose dream of mine since I was a kid. I've just always been obsessed with music, and I really put my all into this music, hoping that maybe a few people would respond to it and like see what I was trying to do, or like understand what my vision is. And 5 years later, I'm sitting with this lovely gentleman in a small room in a venue that looks like a goddamn bunker in Sheffield, United Kingdom. It is my first time in this country, and everything is surreal. I'm like surrounded by all my friends and colleagues. I can't believe I'm going home tomorrow. Thank you for getting me here. You got me here.
Thank you ever so much, Brian. It's been absolute dream come true having you on camera with me today.
It's great to finally meet you, man.
Yeah.
I love your publication, really do.
And thank you for watching.